Yo, what is going on, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this channel. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Hopefully you are having a great one, man. Today, we're checking out Mr. Bob Dylan with Shelter from the Storm. All right, this is going to be my first time checking this one out. Of course, love coming back to Bob. It feels like longer and longer every time I get around to Bob Dylan, but I'm still trying to make time, man. So this one right here, I pulled up off YouTube. Let's go ahead and dive in. Take a listen to this one, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the description if you guys are enjoying rocking with me, man. Thank y'all for being here today. Let's dive in and take a little dive afterwards, man. Here we go.
'Twas in another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue, the road was full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. And if I pass this way again, you can rest assured I'll always do my best for her, on that I give my word. In a world of steel-eyed death and men who are fighting to be warm, come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
Okay.
Not a word was spoke between us, there was a little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it's always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. I was burned out from exhaustion, buried in the hail, poisoned in the bushes and blown out on the trail. Hunted like a crocodile, ravaged in the corn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
Definitely sounds like he's running from something, right? But she's just a good-natured, open-hearted woman. Nurturing.
Suddenly I turned around and she was standing there, with silver bracelets on her wrists and flowers in her hair. She walked up to me so gracefully and took my crown of thorns. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Now there's a wall between us, something that's been lost. I took too much for granted, I got my signals crossed. Just between till it all began on a non-eventful morn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, the deputy walks on hard nails and the preacher rides a mount. But nothing really matters much, it's doom alone that counts. And the one-eyed undertaker, he blows a feudal horn. Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
Just trying to take it the story, just following along.
I've heard newborn babies wailing like a moaning dove, and old men with broken teeth stranded without love. Do I understand your question, man? Is it hopeless and forlorn? Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm. In a little hilltop village, they gambled for my clothes. I bargained for salvation and she gave me a lethal dose. I offered up my innocence, I got repaid with scorn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, I'm living in a foreign country, but I'm bound to cross the line. Beauty walks a razor's edge, someday I'll make it mine. If I could only turn back the clock to when God and her were born. Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
Starting to get the... Okay, hold on. we'll try to unpack this one a little bit. We're going to try to unpack it just a little bit. I feel like I started getting some mixed signals going into that to start. We've got this guy, he's on the run, man, right? You've got, sounds like you got this guy on the run, man, in a savage world where he's not being taken care of, right? And everybody's out to get him, and it's brutal. But you've got this nurturing soul that says, hey, come in, I'll shelter you from the storm, right? It's almost heartwarming, like, hey, man, this guy's in trouble. And almost like a good message just saying, hey, when we're down and out, just know that there might be a helping hand coming through that doesn't need anything from you, and you don't have anything to offer them, but they'll be there, and they can always help you get back on your feet. And he's like, whenever I come back through here, I'm going to pay you back tenfold because you just like threw me out a lifeline. And I think that's really great, right? Because there really are people in the world that do that for a lot of us, man. They throw out a lifeline when you need it and you didn't have anything to offer back, and it's a beautiful thing, man. But then as the song went on, I almost developed that maybe we weren't talking specifically about a person. He was saying, if I could go back to the day that Jesus and her were born, I didn't know now. Are we talking about Mother Earth? Are we talking about something greater than actually a physical being? I don't know, but that's really the vibe that I was getting from the song. Initially and really throughout, it was that message of good hope and goodness and kindness. And I thought it was great. I thought it was great. It's coming at a great time in my life. And I thought it was pretty profound sounding, man. Just a little disclosure, me and my brother have been talking about kind of making another YouTube channel where we go out and maybe do some like good deeds for the community, man. So I'm excited to see if we do that. We're trying to get things geared up. But it made me think about that, right? Doing some good deeds, taking care of some people, man. What a good message. But I feel like there's just more in there to unbox that it started feeling like a little encrypted, like I couldn't quite understand the full message in body of the song. But of course, it's Bob Dylan, man. He likes to write things differently, and you've got to kind of really read through the lines and get your own understanding of what you thought it was about. That's my initial understanding, but I want to dive into the background of Shelter from the Storm and see if there's more to pull out here. So let's go ahead and dive into Bob Dylan right here on this one. All right, so we got Bob Dylan, Shelter from the Storm. This was released in 1975. It's folk rock. Bob Dylan is the singer-songwriter on this one. It says Shelter from the Storm is a song by Bob Dylan released in 1974. It says composition and recording. Dylan recorded 5 takes of the song in 1974 at the New York City studio, with the 5th take, the one that was included on Blood on the Tracks. Dylan sang and played guitar and harmonica, accompanied by Tony Brown on bass. Both Robert Shelton and Oliver Traeger described the song's narrator mood as tempest tossed, okay, with Shelton saying that the song explores a search for salvation through love, and his similarities to work of W.B. Yeats, and Traeger interpreting it as a narrator taking stock of himself, the dangerous world around him, and his love lost. The song opens with anachronistic language and Christian symbolism. 'Twas in another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue and the road full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the warm. Okay, so there was something interesting shared right here. I remember you guys letting me know, but it also said it right here that he was going through that divorce with his wife at the time that much of the material on this album was being written. So it goes on to say right here, and I thought this was pretty telling, maybe, right? It says the narrator took for granted the safety and comfort she provided. With not enough said and too much left unresolved, the narrator now finds there is something between them. Because his shelter is crumbling, he sings nothing really matters much, it's doom alone that counts. He has encountered the old men with the broken teeth, stranded without love, and begs the question, is it hopeless and forlorn? Can a love lost be found again? So maybe the song is really a painting of the feelings and the emotions he felt with his wife, that he was the creature void of life out there in the wilderness, and she brought him in and in hopes to save him. He ended up building a wall between them. He took it much for granted, and now that world is crumbling, that shelter that he was brought in from the storm is crumbling, and he's going to be dished back out into this world. He took it for granted, and he didn't nurture it the way she was willing to nurture him. So maybe really a painting of the marriage that they had felt and built up together. So that's where I started saying, man, it feels like there's more to unbox, like there's more happening here. It's not so much only about the tale of taking care of somebody, But when that wall was put up and he took things for granted, I started feeling there was something more to the story. And this actually paints a pretty clear picture of what it could be. Okay, I like that idea interpretation right there. So let me know what you guys think on this one. Let me know if there's more from Bob Dylan that you guys want featured on the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me, and let me know what your thoughts on this was. All right, consider becoming a member of my YouTube Patreon. $3 is all it takes. Thank you so much for everybody that's joined. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.